I wanted to come on here and go over a little bit about tools of the trade. If you're just starting out here, what you need, what you don't, well, mostly what you need. You don't have to have all these things. I'll go over some of the basics you might want to have. But Farmacy does have a great line of brushes if you're just looking for the basics. It comes in this bag, and it's these brushes. This is the professional set brushes, and this would be for like your foundation. So I've seen people use it for contour, but you can use it for foundation, all kinds of things. And then this one has a fluffier tip. This is for like blushes, also for powders, for your bronzing, all those kinds of things, powdered and things like that. This is a great brush. I use this kind of brush for many, many different things. So this kind of brush with the angle and the firmer bristles, I use to do my powder for my brows. I also use it to do my tight line underneath on the upper lid. And then I also use it for my lips to clean up my lip liner, to make my lip liner smoother. Hi, Lynn, how are you? So this set is from Farmacy. And then it also has one of these fluffy brushes, which is great for blending out your shadow. You can also, I use a big fluffy brush to do my contour because that's how I like to do it. So everything's your preference, and how use the tools of your trade for what suits you. But this is a nice fluffy brush for doing your shadows. And then it also comes with a small firmer brush. And this one is great for specific placement of your shadow. It's also great for doing concealer around your eyes, because I like to get right in there with my concealer. So this is a great brush. You can also wet this brush with a little bit of your Time Locker, and then you can dip it into your shadow and pack it onto the place where you want more concentration of color. So you can get your color much brighter if you wet it, and then you don't want to spray the palette or anything, but you just want it lightly damp because you don't want to put too much moisture onto your pot. And then you just stipple it onto the areas you want. So if you're looking for just a great basic starter set, Farmacy has a great basic starter set. And the brushes are the bristles are very nice. And you want to make sure that you just tap it in the palette. You don't want to keep pounding it into the palette because you don't want to bend your bristles. Hey, Kanani, how are you? So this is comes in this nice little bag. It's got a nice big zipper on it, and it's fully lined. So that is a great value. And then another thing that Farmacy has, I haven't washed these yet, so please excuse them, are these brushes. And I really do like these brushes a lot. They're for doing foundation. I watched someone the other night wash their face with it. But I find that I get the one thing I do notice is that I need to clean them often, because if you don't clean them, they get you can see some drag. But if you clean them and then you use it, I get a beautiful finish. And then you can use this for like concealer and highlighting. And I really do, compared to a sponge, this really got into the pores of my nose a lot better than using the sponge. It just takes practice. It just takes practice using your tools. But these are Farmacy also. They come with a nice little top to them, and I really do like these a lot. I do use them a lot. So that is and Farmacy also has some smaller sets. And then something else from Farmacy is I cleanse my face to remove my makeup with this sponge every night. It has like little grooves in it. It's not grooved, but it's like a real coarse sponge, but it helps exfoliate your skin. You really want to exfoliate your skin when you cleanse your skin. I cleanse twice. So I do first cleansing with just a mild soap to remove all my makeup, and then I cleanse again with an exfoliating soap or the Age Reversa soap, and then I use this sponge. My Farmacy also sells these sponges, super affordable, and I remove all of the soap with that. And the great thing about these sponges is that they are textured, so they help remove any dead surface cells, and you really want to exfoliate. Exfoliation is key on your makeup going on nice, smooth. Exfoliation and moisturizing skincare is key of having nice, smooth makeup. So those are some great things. And then this pharmacy also has this sponge. And so when you get this sponge, let me see if I don't think I have one that's not used. But when you get this sponge, it'll be half the size. So before you use it, you want to go and put it in water, run it under water, squeeze it and squeeze it until it gets its full size. And then you squeeze out all of the moisture in the towel. Make sure all the moisture's out, and then it's ready to use. And I use this side for applying my foundation. Then I use this side for doing like the fine areas right inside my eyes. It gets in the corners really good. So those are some tools that you can get from pharmacy. And then I want to go over some other tools that that I do have, and just tell you like the differences in the bristles and the firmness and what tools you can use for what. So all of my blending tools, let me show you all. I have so many different brushes, but there's a difference for them. So like all of my blending tools for my eyeshadow, these are all my blending tools. And so you see how some of them are long and some of them are short. See how that, and then some of them have a very fluffy tip, and some of them have more of a dense tip. And here, let me show, there's more here. I have so many because I don't like to wash them as often as I should. Bad me. But my daughter Bailey likes to wash them. She's always like, you got brushes to wash? So these are all of like my blending and shadow placement tools. So these ones are shorter and are more dense. See how the tips are more dense? So if I want to go in and place shadow, I use these. So I will go and place it in the corner, and then you can just gently blend out those edges. That's what these are great for. And then you have these ones that have see how this one's still a little bit dense? So this one I will do to blend out over here, and where you hold your brush plays a big key. So I'll go on over that different. And then you have these brushes that are fluffier, and this brush is really great for blending out those harsh lines, and you want to hold it further out so you have less pressure. So these are really great for blending out the harsh lines. So those are the blending brushes. And then I will go over my other placement brushes. Let me pull those out. So these are like my shadow placement brushes. You see how they're all a little bit different in width and different in density. So if I'm placing product shadows on my lid right in this area, and I want to pack that color on, hi Gina, how are you? I will use these brushes, and sometimes I'll wet them with my time locker and make sure they're only damp, and then I'll dip it into the pot, and that will be for my placement right in here, and I can just pack it on right in here. And then when I want to blend out where those two colors are going, I will use a brush like that, one of those denser brushes, and just blend that out. You can use it with this too, but that's what's comfortable for me. So these are really great for placement. And then you have the smaller, more defined ones. So like if you are doing a bunch of different colors, I don't have a lot of real estate on my lid, so I can't do a bunch of different colors. But if you want to like specific place a color in a certain area, these are great. You can wet these also, and for placement. And these are also great for putting placement of shadow right underneath here. So I love to use these. And then I have these little smudger sticks. So they're very dense. And then I will go in and just smudge that line and blend that line out. So those are these brushes. And then for like powder brushes, we have these brushes. I use this to put powder, and this I use to like blend things out. So I don't have, hey Kathy, so I don't have any harsh lines or anything. And then this is one of my favorite brushes. This is for my blush brush. It's dirty, but this is my blush brush. It has dents over here, and then it has very fine, wispy bristles at the top. And it really just light. And then I use this sometimes for my contour. It fits right in there. And then I'll use my bronzer around here, a fan brush. This is a very big and fluffy blending brush. And these are sometimes what I use for my contour, because I can get right in that line and do my contour, and then I can blend it out right like that. That's my preference, and everybody's to each his own. And then this is a big fluffy, and you can use these to blend out your shadow also. Blending is your friend. You want to blend. And then concealer brushes are these, and these are face painting brushes. So these are, like, I use this flat to do concealer because I have a bunch of redness. So I do concealer, thin layer of concealer all on my cheeks. And these are good. And then you want to have like a brush like this for concealer to like touch up. I always clean up my line there because I put my makeup on really messy and then I clean it up. Because I don't take the time to be very precise in my blending. So I just blend, and then I go and clean up with this. Makes life easier. And then there are little eyeliner blush brushes too. These are little eyeliner brushes and detailed work. So the tools are your friend. You can do just the basics, and all of these tools from Farmacy are great for just the basics. And that's really all you need to start, is just get a powder brush, a foundation brush, because you can use the powder brush for your blush and your powder. I want to make sure you clean it really well, otherwise it will get muddy. And your eyeshadow blush and a placement brush. So those are all the things you need. So that kit is great for all the things you need. And if you sign up for $19.99, you get 50% off and super affordable. Some other things, let's see. Eyelash curlers. Those are great. I use this spoolie to brush out my brows, and then when I'm done, I use it to lighten up over here. So those are necessary, not necessary, but they're nice to have. So placement on holding your brushes. So when you are just blending, you want to hold your brush more out here because that gives you less pressure in your blending. If you are doing concentrated color, you can hold it more up here, and then you can be more precise with your pressure. And I like to, when I'm placing my shadow, I like to stipple, and then I take the tip of this and I blend, and then I can get all of that color blended out. Excuse me. And so there's other fan brushes too. Like this is a fan brush, and this is great for placing like highlighters and things like that. So tools are important, but you can get by with just the basics. You don't have to have all this fancy smancy kind of things. You can just get by with the basics. And Farmacy does have some great basics, and the brushes are very high quality and very nice brushes. I am a little bit of a brush collector, so I have a bunch of brushes, but that's what I do. And so if you have any questions, ooh, let me see. This is another one. Sorry, I did not add that to this professional set brush from Farmacy. So there are 6 brushes in here. So if you're looking for a basic set, this is the set to go to. Has all your basics things. And this is another shadow placement fine blender like what I was showing you here. This one is more compact, a little bit smooth, softer at the top for blending. So that's kind of like what this one is. And then this one is for more precise placement, right like that. So those are all the things that I love and wanted to share with you. It's sometimes when you get started, you get overwhelmed with, okay, what do I use for what and where? The best advice I can say is practice. Just play with them. There's no right or wrong. Like, you can use the brush for whatever you want to use as long as it works and it does the job the way you want to do it. But those are some of the differences in the brushes. Why you have some really short, dense brushes, some long, fluffy brushes, and the brushes in between, and what they're used for. So I just wanted to hop on and go over that with you real quickly, because I know when I was starting out, I was like, oh gosh, what do I use for where? And I started out with just a few brushes, and then I started realizing what the difference of the bristles are, and the longer and the shorter and the more compact and the fluffier. So I wanted to share that all with you. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. It's beautiful outside. We got snow on the ground, but it's warm, so it's nice. I hope you all have a blessed day, and message me if you have any questions about anything. Talk to you soon. Bye.